This is a first installment of 5 spontaneous minutes on the subject of the justice system, okay, which is really the hypocrite, duplicitous, unjustice system. I guess we should really know it's broken from the beginning because we let lawyers become judges. I mean, lying lawyers. I mean, is there a lawyer who doesn't lie? I mean, it seems like it's a professional obligation to lie. And I don't get it. I don't get how they've lost all integrity and we've allowed them to do that, but they have. Okay, they don't argue in a disciplined arena, in a disciplined manner. They cheat. It's just a cheat. They manipulate and they lie. It's that simple. And then these bums, these liars, become judges, and they do the same thing. They have no integrity. They take an oath to the United States Constitution, take an oath to Thomas Jefferson, to Benjamin Franklin, John Adams, to them, and they take an oath to this, and then they sit there and violate it. Allowing their, they just act on their personal, narrow, subjective, bigoted ideology. They don't do what the law says. They don't do what logic says. They don't judge who won the argument. No, they manipulate the argument and decide who won based on, well, I'll count only the 4th inning and only the 6th inning and only the 9th inning. And it completely changes the ball game because they just cut out all the innings where the other side won. That's how they're umpiring the game. It's complete garbage. And there's 2 concepts. The first one that really destroy the system. The worst, it has to be judicial immunity. They've given themselves absolute immunity from being sued for being malicious. Not for making mistakes. No, for being malicious. For destroying people's constitutional rights. They've made themselves immune to that crime. You can't accuse them of it, you can't prosecute them for it. It's disgusting. There's absolutely no reason for it. There's in no place in our society where we do that. We do have a problem with medical malpractice suits. Is anybody going to suggest that we just make doctors immune to responsibility for their negligence? No one's going to suggest that because they know as soon as we make them immune, they'll show up drunk every day. And they'll do whatever they want because it won't matter. Okay, it almost doesn't matter now. Because most of the negligence doesn't get prosecuted, and the little medical boards and the rest of them, they lose their license in one state and they just give them a license in another state. And so you have these horrible doctors that keep on working because the union protects them. And the same thing happens with judges. They're not gonna police themselves. They have to be policed by the people. And if you take away the right of the people to say, wait a minute, judge, no, you didn't make a disciplined decision. I didn't lose a fair fight. I lost because you cheated. You broke the rules. You recreated the game. So, that's the first problem. They give themselves immunity and they get away with it. I mean, Congress should slap that down, but, Congress is just as corrupt and they nominate all these jerks. They want these crooks in power. And the second obscenity is the idea of these published decisions. The courts have taken it upon themselves to decide what cases are published. And I don't mean published in the sense that they're put into print. Published means that they're cases that are relevant precedent. Cites, cases that you can cite when you go to argue your case and say, see, this is how justice was done, this is the rule, this is what the judge said, and it has to be applicable to me. Okay, so they decide which cases get this to fall into that standard. So it just automatically creates 2 tiers of justice. There's, then they just decide that, oh, we really screwed this guy over, so we just won't publish this case because then now this won't be the new standard. But that's what breaks the system. If I go to the court and the system rips me off and doesn't give me a fair fight, well, then everybody should have to live by that standard. The next guy should have to go through the same nonsense. It shouldn't be allowed where they can just, write one set of rules for one class of people, another set for another class, and just, and play this game. Here, you got no service, the other guy got full service. That's not what justice is supposed to be. It's supposed to be the same service for everybody, and it's supposed to be impeccable. And stupid phone call at the wrong time. But time's up anyway.